my YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in again. So this week I thought what I would do for my weekly YouTube is do a spend the weekend with me. So I have just got home, it's Friday evening, done everything, showered, my hair is in an incredibly large claw clip, already in my Christmas pajamas, got my Soho Home dressing gown on, which is embossed saying us, and I'm ready for literally like the most chill Friday night ever, and I'm absolutely buzzing. So plans are, I've just been reading my book, had a little G&T. Now I'm going to pour myself a little glass of fizz. I got one of the little mini bottles, which is just perfect for a Friday evening. Wasn't planning on having the G&T, but my flatmate was going out on a little date night, so she made me one because she was having one as well. And then I went to Waitrose earlier and I picked up some sushi. So then I'm going to have that for dinner and I'm going to watch Traitors episode 2. So honestly, it just sounds like my absolutely perfect evening. And then I'm going to finish it off with really thorough skincare. And then tomorrow I'm going to I think it's going to be a bit more of a mooching day, and then I'm going out in the evening for dinner. So I think it's going to be a fun weekend. So let's spend it together. Now, one thing about me is I absolutely love a mini bottle of wine, fizz. Obviously, I also love a full-size bottle, but when you're having a night in, this is honestly the perfect size. And also, this was on offer in Waitrose, so I think this was £2.30, which felt like an absolute bargain. And I know it actually wasn't when you times that by 3. Actually, £6.90. Oh, maybe. So anyway, maybe I found the bargain of the century. But yes, I'm very excited to tuck into this because I have had this before in full size and it's delish. So let's crack it open. Got my nice little glass. And yeah, normally out of these small bottles, you get 2 glasses. So you feel like that's like a good amount. Happy Friday! So I've got my Prosecco and I've got episode 2 of Celebrity Traitors. I mean, this is living. Then I've got sheepskin slippers on. I've got this fur blanket that if I get cold, I'm going to put on later. Dressing gown, Christmas pajamas. And I mean, honestly, this is really as good as it's going to get. So lock in for this weekend's vlog. I spent so long in the supermarket trying to pick out what little sushi set I want. So I went for this one, and I hope it's as delightful as me and my colleague seemed to think it was when we were choosing. So we've got little salmon and avo. I think that's salmon and avo again, salmon. Then this is like a veggie one with crispy onion. And then at the end, it's a little crab stick one. So excited to dish this up and tuck in. Absolutely buzzing about this. I feel like that's going to be the word of this weekend's vlog, buzzing. So it is time to do some evening skincare. So when I've had a little Friday night or Saturday night in, I like to do a little bit more in-depth skincare. So what I'm going to do first of all is go in with the Elemis Pro Collagen Cleansing Balm. Now, if you follow me on any of the other platforms, you know how much I love this stuff. Like, honestly, that texture is just the best. So I've tried this in Original, I've tried it in Fig and Rose, and I went through a phase of getting the Rose, but now I'm fully back into just getting it in the Original. I think it smells so luxurious, it goes on so smoothly, and it just kind of like melts into your skin, which is so nice. So just then give that a good rub in before going with water to wash it off. The next thing that we're going to go in with is the Aveeno Calm and Restore Nourishing Oat Cleanser. So this I think is like £7, and I really like to do it. It's kind of like the second bit of cleanse. So just to kind of make sure everything is thoroughly clean. And then this is when I also like to go in with my Foreo Luna. Now, I picked this up in TK Maxx and it was an absolute bargain. My sister's wedding makeup artist actually recommended this to her in the run up to her wedding for her skin prep. She was like, this is one of the best things you can get for just ensuring that your skin is always really nicely cleansed, really nice and clean. Then that obviously just helps them with the full kind of makeup steps. When I saw it in TK Maxx, I just had to pick it up. I've been using it for a few months now. And I really love it. I don't use it every single day, but probably use it a few times a week. And then yeah, whenever I've kind of got sort of more time to do my skincare, that's when that always comes out. So I just put a bit of water on there and then just turn it on and then start to just go around my face in little circular motions. Now I actually also have this Aveeno Oat Cleanser in the foaming version, which was their newer one that came out earlier this year. And I actually prefer that, but I do not know where I've put it. So I have been using this one, which is the non-foaming one, and then when this runs out, then I'm going to go and buy the foaming one again because I just really liked it. So just going over my skin with the Foreo, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse my face and then do another quick little Foreo before fully getting all of the soap off. Right, so we've double cleansed, and now it's time for the remaining steps. So first of all, I go in with this Curel Deep Moisture Spray. Now I saw this on TikTok and I wanted to try it out, and I absolutely love it. So I think it's really good for, I use it once a day at night time after I've just cleansed. Spray this all over my face, wait for it to sink in before going with the other products. I think this will be an absolute game changer when it comes to winter, because it's just another way to add hydration into your skin, and especially because I go swimming so much and I go swimming outside year round. I think this will just be great at making sure that my skin doesn't dry out. So yes, going to spray this now in a circular motion. I was very kindly sent this by Cordelay, which is Aveeno Pure, and I absolutely love this. I think it's got such a nice texture. So it's kind of like a gel serum. Now I don't like things that are really heavy on my skin. So I don't like a lot of moisturizers. I find them too heavy. Quite a few like different products, like I just put them on and I just feel like it's like claggy, they're sitting on my skin, whereas I like things to feel like they're kind of like instantly moisturizing, or kind of, yeah, that more kind of like gel-like texture. So this for me is perfect because it is that more gel-like consistency, and it just goes really smoothly into the skin. And that's actually the same for the moisturizer I use. So I've used this literally non-stop for the past few years. This is a Bioma Moisturizing Gel Cream. Again, it doesn't have that kind of, yeah, I would say heaviness that quite a lot of other moisturizers have. And then also it doesn't leave kind of any residue on your skin. So that's what I absolutely hate. Like, that's why I never body moisturize, because I just don't like the sensation of like feeling like you're absolutely covered in lotion or you're covered in product. So however, I did see on Instagram this evening that E45 have come out with like a new like moisturizing spray, and it's currently on offer in Boots for like £3. So I think I'm going to try and pick that up this weekend, because I've already noticed that with swimming and like the temperature's getting a little bit colder, that I have already noticed that my skin is getting quite dry, especially on my legs, and at night they're getting really itchy. So I think I need something. So yeah, I'm going to try this, because the idea of just spraying it on, leaving it, sounds ideal to me. So yeah, then just go in with a couple of pumps of the Bioma Moisturizing Gel Cream. And then yeah, again, just making sure that I get the neck as well. And then this is when I'm like, and I'm ready. And I look in the mirror and I'm literally still covered in product. And also not me being like, it doesn't leave a residue, and then it literally all over my face still. That's just because I've kind of been doing this a bit quick. Don't know why, I don't have anything to do. But anyway, so I'm going to make sure this is rubbed in, and then I'm going to make a tea. I've got a little Malteser reindeer, and then I'm going to get into bed and I'm going to read my book, have a cup of tea, inevitably also have a doom scroll. So I will likely see you all tomorrow, and that's when I'll continue vlogging. Good night. Berry Boost juice, tea, Marmite crumpets, delish. I've actually been doing this project for quite a while. When I say quite a while, it's definitely been over a year, but it's because I kind of go through phases with it. I love doing it when I'm doing it, and then I forget about it, and I don't like doing it over summer because this wool is very heavy. So my aim is to actually finish this winter. This is a scarf. It's 20 stitches across, and I've been using these chunky needles. I really like using the chunky wool and the chunky needles because it makes you feel like you're making a lot more progress. And then I've also used the Wool and the Gang. This is a crazy sexy wool, and this colour I think is called Pink Lemonade. Yes, Pink Lemonade. And I got it first of all from a knitting shop, and then this is actually my second ball of wool for this. And then bougely I picked up the second ball in Liberty. So I think actually when this scarf is finished, it will probably end up having been quite an expensive project, but it's so soft. It's a really nice colour, and it's going to be my motivation to finish it because I do actually quite want to wear it. I would say the one thing that has happened with this is that when I started this, I wasn't pulling it as tightly, so it definitely is different thickness as we progress, but is what it is. So I'm gonna keep doing some of this now. Hello, happy Saturday. So I've just been to Broadway Market to pick up my lunch, and I went to a sandwich I hadn't yet been to before, which is the Vietnamese banh mi stand, and I got one of their chicken ones. I've already had a bite of it, well actually quite a few bites, because it was just taunting me on the way back. So got that. I'm very excited to continue eating that. I think I'm gonna have a bit of a doom scroll. Haven't yet done much doom scrolling, which for a Saturday is pretty impressive for me. Then also I've had this Rio marinating in the fridge, so I'm also gonna crack open to that. This banh mi is absolutely delicious. Now I got it with all of the toppings except coriander because I'm not a coriander girly, but yeah, so delicious. So it's got crispy onions, it's got pickled carrot and radish, lots of chili, lots of sriracha, and then I went for the pulled chicken option, which is just delicious. Da, da, da.
And then reset every password because I never remember them anymore.
Cheers! I'm just finishing getting ready for dinner. I'm going to put some hoops in. Now these hoops are from ASOS. This dress is also new from ASOS. I mean, these hoops aren't new. These are probably about 6 months old, but yes, the dress is new. That is ASOS design in the tall range. It's this really nice kind of like brown cord. Then I'm wearing this new necklace, which was sent by D. Louise, which I love, which is Sagittarius. And then, yeah, just going in with the hoops. And then I just needed to decide what bag to take. So I've got brown dress and then some black knee-high boots. So then option one, we've only got 2 options ever, but option 1 is the Ganni Boo bag. I got this from my sister's for my 30th birthday and I absolutely love it. She's the perfect size, and also I think she's just so great because she retains her shape fully, and also then she's got the longer strap as well. So that's option number 1. And option number 2 was also for my 30th birthday, this time from my parents, and this one is the Mulberry Lily in Scarlet Red. This is just such a fun bag. I'm literally obsessed with this one. I think the colour is so great and you can store a lot in there. And also, niche but love, you can fit a Kindle in here, so that's great. So that would be like a nice pop of colour, or the black would be kind of tie everything together. So I think I'm going to put my coat on and then decide. So then we're heading to Darlings in Hackney Wick, so I'm sure I'll do a bit more YouTubing when we're there. Probably much to the delight of my company, but he's just going to have to deal with it. So let's go. Then this is the perfume I'm going for this evening. We have got the Loewe Mar de Coral. Now I actually bought this for myself as my 30th birthday present, so really getting a lot of good use out of my 30th birthday present. This smells so good. This is the 100ml size. I think that it doesn't have as amazing a lasting power as I kind of hoped it would, but it smells absolutely divine. Cheers. So we are going to Darlings for dinner, and this is where it is. So this is a lovely industrial estate in Hackney Wick. I don't know where we're heading in here, so wish us luck. So I was walking down the street and the little Potters had a little please take me box, so I picked this up. How cute is that? I forgot to take a video of the full box, but there's little plates, little dishes. But yeah, absolutely buzzing about that. Don't know what I will be putting in there, but I'm sure I'll find some sort of use. Good morning, happy Sunday. So I am off to the Arsenal-Brighton game today. Just going to Astro Cafe on Bethnal Green Road to meet my parents. Then we're going to head over to the Emirates together. Astro Cafe is such a good little brunch spot. It's, yeah, like I said, on Bethnal Green Road. They do these really big, lots of different big breakfast plates, and all of them come with fruit, which I just love. And then yes, gonna head over to the Emirates, so spend the Sunday with me. Thanks for that. Evening. So I spent this afternoon at the Arsenal women's game. We won, yay! 1-0. We honestly, if we hadn't have won that game, it just would have been the season over. So obviously there are a lot more things that matter in the world than football, but it's always nice to get a win. So I was also then hoping some of the other teams would maybe, who are above us in the league, would lose, but alas, not meant to be, but we'll take the win even if it was 1-0. I'm now back at home. I've got the blanket on. I've still got my Arsenal shirt on. And I've just gone on Amazon Prime and I've seen that new MasterChef has dropped. I haven't checked in on this in, I would say, probably like 6 months, maybe a year. I'm obsessed with MasterChef Australia. And they just, for years, weren't bringing out new series on Amazon Prime. So I might be really late with this, but I'm so excited. So I'm just going to start watching season 16. And I've got my dinner here as well. I'm having some salmon, a little Caesar salad. So honestly, dream evening. I think I say this every single time I do something. I'm like, this is my dream evening. This actually isn't my dream evening, but this is pretty dreamy for a Sunday evening. So yes, I am going to watch MasterChef Australia. It's an hour and 16 minutes. So I'm going to do that. And then I think I probably will do some skincare and then get ready for bed, because I like to have a sort of like Sunday night rot in bed before the week starts. One thing I always try to do on a Sunday evening is at least prep one breakfast. If I can, I like to prep 4 breakfasts. So I like to do Monday through Thursday, but today I just can't bring myself to do 4 days. So just gonna prep Monday morning's breakfast. So I'm gonna do overnight oats with some dried raspberry pieces and then also blueberries as well. So I'll show you what my recipe is, and then I'll also type out the recipe in the caption of the YouTubers. Then I've got these freeze-dried raspberries, which were sent to the office because my colleague actually ordered the wrong thing and no one wanted them. He was trying to get a freeze-dried raspberry powder, but instead this is like pieces. And actually, I took it. I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to do with this, but I've been loving this. Then we go in with chia seeds. I'm really nearing the end of this bag, actually. So I think I'm just gonna finish this bag off and see. I try and say off and up at the same time. That's why that sounded so weird. So yeah, so then that is basically 3 grams of chia seeds. Then a handful of fresh blueberries. Then some frozen raspberries. Now, I always like to do a mixture of fresh fruit and then also frozen, because then it means you can do a little less milk, and then the berries, as they defrost, they become juicy within the oat mixture. So that's why I like to do a mix. I actually just bought frozen raspberries for this, but also mixed frozen berries are also really nice. So this is then the base, and then I'm going to add milk to this, and then when I get to the office is actually when I add PB. But I actually will need to go to the supermarket tomorrow morning to get some PB because I finished mine last week. This is literally like one of my number 1 questions that I'm asked on Instagram, is where these jars are from. They're from Amazon, but they are linked on my Like to Know It, and they are my most popular item on Like to Know It. I'll show you what they look like when they've got the lid on. They're leak proof. They go really easily in my little lunch bag, which, if you're wondering, you probably weren't. This is my lunch bag. It's from Baggu. I absolutely love it. It's got the insulated layer inside as well, and it fits. Why I love it is it fits in lunch and breakfast, so ideal if you're an office girly. For a brekkie like this, I tend to do about 150 ml of milk. Now I just do semi-skimmed or whole milk, 162. That's because I wasn't paying attention, was I? So yeah, this is now done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lid on, shake it, and then show you kind of the consistency that you're after. So the lid is on. This is probably the most boring colour in the set. There's a very nice green, there's like a terracotta. So yeah, then once the lid is on, just give it a good shake. So you can see that the raspberry pieces are already kind of starting to melt into the milk. And then yeah, you kind of want it so that that might be a tiny bit too runny. I think it will actually be fine, but I am only doing a weekend vlog, but I will show you what this is like in the office tomorrow. So you can see the consistency that goes. But yeah, if you do have overnight oats that then you think you might put too much milk in, add some more chia or just mix in the peanut butter to go. But yeah, I think she's going to be a little bit runny, but I think she'll be absolutely fine. So yeah, I will show you that tomorrow morning. Going to continue watching MasterChef Oz with a cup of decaf Yorkshire tea and then also a Malteser reindeer because 'tis the season. for Malteser reindeers. I absolutely love these. Genuinely, whoever invented these, you deserve a pay rise. These are incredible. So it is the next morning and this is what the oats look like. So actually I thought they might be a little bit runny today, but actually they are pretty much perfect. So what's now really nice is when I get to the office and I give this a stir, the frozen raspberries will all mix into that oat mix and it just helps it be really creamy and tasty. And then yeah, I need to get some PB on the way in. But yes, that is what the overnight oats looks like.